Unbelievable. Unprecedented. Unreal. Cola. 7 Up. Try it out. But not right now. Right now, you're going to watch the brand new figure update, which it's absolutely unprecedented that it would take this long to put it out. I know. It makes no sense why something so good would take this long. As the old saying goes, good things come to those who do not wait. They just automatically come. Yeah, that's a classic phrase. But it didn't apply here, did it? This figure update took too long to come out. And I'm just telling you, I'm being honest from the bottom of my heart. I have not been at home more than an hour recently. Well, I've slept here, so that is longer than an hour. I definitely have slept longer than an hour a few times. But once that's done, I'm just out of here. I'm done. I'm not hanging out here. It hasn't been happening. But I'm trying to make amends. All the good figures are here. I couldn't do this from anywhere else. All the good figs were at home. So I hope, I get some kind of, we're in a mea culpa kind of moment. I hope that I can make amends today and we show some good figs. I think this is going to be a great update. I got some good stuff the past couple of months. I don't know when the last time it was that I did a figure update. When was the last one? I honestly can't tell you. I really don't know. It's been so long. Did I show that I got the Psycho Rangers? I cannot honestly remember if I showed that I got the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space, because that was like some of my most anticipated figures ever. I know that I got the last one of the collection was that I got Psycho Black. Did I show that? This is from Power Rangers in Space. And I think this is the last Bandai Power Rangers figure I'm ever going to have, because as a lot of people know, this is all bent. What the hell? They lost the rights to Rangers, and now it's Hasbro. Hasbro's making them. We're going to look at that in a minute, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. I can't remember if I showed those or not. Oh, shit. I got all kinds of stuff I totally forgot about. I'm going to have to go back and get... Well, I'll worry about that in a second. But anyway, let's get to just the main figures right now. I've got a lot of new stuff. Now, Figuarts, they've been doing some good stuff. I really miss when Figuarts would do a lot more Super Sentai, Ranger kind of stuff. Lately, it's been Marvel, Star Wars, the same as every other company, but they're still killing it with Dragon Ball. And they put out some of their best stuff. This just came out recently. I can't find the box for this. I don't know what I did, but this is the Great Saiyaman from the Boo Saga in Dragon Ball. I have him in kind of a dynamic pose, fulfilling kind of that Super Sentai attitude and pose situation. Anyway, because that's kind of what he was lampooning in the original show. Gohan, when he grows older, kind of takes on this, not a superhero, but kind of a masked hero role, whatever. But anyway, they finally made a really cool figure of it, and I wish I had, I don't know where the damn box is, because it's got all the accessories in it. It's in here somewhere. But this figure came with everything. He has a regular Gohan head. He's got later his helmet breaks, so he puts on a bandana over his head and sunglasses over his eyes. Comes with that head, a Super Saiyan Gohan head, because during the tournament he gets all pissed off. So you'll have to look it up online. But man, this figure, they killed it. I've always wanted a really, really well done Saiyaman figure. Again, it's Figuart, so it's superposable. You can, have it be whatever you want it to be. The hands are interchangeable and all that stuff. So, I mean, really, Figuarts, they're killing it. They make the best Dragon Ball figures I think money can buy. Some of them are a little bit expensive, and I'll get to that actually right now. I think I have the box for this. Yeah, they just released Mr. Satan, which is a funny name if you don't know anything about Dragon Ball, but Mr. Satan was kind of a gag character in the show. You could see him here. I took the figure out of the box, but you could see the artwork there. He's a guy who shows up to fight Cell in the Cell Saga. He's like a worldwide championship wrestler guy, and he sucks. That's the gag, is that he thinks he's strong and he sucks, and he ends up getting caught up in all the adventures and stuff. Anyway, Figuarts made an amazing figure of this guy. He came with a ton of different faces. This is the one that I see. I like to make when the figures are posable and like customizable. I like to put them up on display in ways that you would not be able to. They would never sell a figure of it looking like this. You know what I mean? It's my own way I want it. You know, and this is how I chose to display him. He comes with a super upset face. And I put his hands out like that, and it kind of looks like he saw like a big old ass or something, you know what I mean? Like he's just like, damn. But he's always kind of distressed, so I thought showing him in that way would be really cool. So I'm going to keep him in that pose. But he came with a bunch of other faces too. Where are the other faces? They're in there somewhere, but you know, kind of you could see him there, just kind of more cocky, more. You know, like he's ready to fight. He came with the little dog too. I don't know if you could see that on the side, but the little dog. What was the dog's name? B? The dog's name was either B or Gum. Why those names am I caught on? B or Gum? Like why? What's the difference? It's not like Bee or Hornet. In my mind, the dog's name is either B or Gum. I think in my mind, it's. I know it's a 3-letter word. You tell me at home which one I'm right about. Because I don't remember, but it's either B or Gum. Why would you name a dog Gum? I don't know. Why would you name it B? I don't know, but B is still more of a name than Gum. Anyway, we're going to move on. But man, this figure is amazing. Comes with a cape, comes with all kinds of different accessories. But I got to say, these Figuarts figures are getting a little bit pricey. Some of them, they keep the price down, but some of them, like this one, was like 70 something, and I was kind of surprised by that. Like, I think Figuarts normally, try to stay around. They were always 40 for a long time, and now I see them creep up to 50 a lot. But shit gets more expensive. I mean, I understand. Sometimes, sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more, but that kind of comes with the territory. They come with a lot of stuff, so I get that. But 70 seems kind of ridiculous for this. And I wonder if it's either one, because he's big. He's kind of big, you know, compared to the other guys. He's kind of bulky. So I wonder if it's that. But I think it's probably more due to the fact that he's a really obscure character. And they can't make as many of these as they can, like Goku. You know, with Goku, they could manufacture 1 million of them and they'll all sell. And when you manufacture that many, you can get marked down and you know, this is all like merchandise manufacturing 101. But you know, if you can manufacture that many, maybe it's more cost effective for them. And because this isn't as big of a guarantee, they have to charge more. I've heard of that happening before. I remember when they did the Metal Gear Figma figures, Figma, not Ligma. They made Solid Snake, and he wasn't that expensive. But then when they put out the guards from like the tanker or whatever, the big shell or whatever it's called, those were like $70-$80 a piece, which was insane when Snake was like 40 or 50. And it was because those guards are a lot more obscure. You know, there just wasn't the guarantee that they would sell. So if that's what it means, if we're going to get more obscure stuff, but we have to pay a little bit more for it, would you do it? If you're a figure collector, you tell me. I would personally, depending on what it is, but Mr. Satan was a gimme. There was no way I was not getting that guy. So that and Saiyaman, I'm very, very happy. But I got what I think is maybe the best one of all of them. And I'm talking, I think this might be the most well done SH Figuarts ever. Ever. It's another Dragon Ball joint. And it is, you know, we keep talking about the Buu saga. It is Majin Buu. The actual, we already got the fat Majin Buu. I already got that before. I think I showed that on here. This is the actual, this is his second form when he's in like this isn't evil Buu, but it's like, he kind of casts out any good within him and becomes the second more evil form. And I just have to say, this is unbelievable. First of all, how big he is. Okay, so look at him in scale compared to the other guys. Like, there's him, and Buu is way taller than this guy. I'm actually gonna I think I'm going to open this up. What do you say? I really want to. Yeah, what's so great about these figure arts is they keep the scale perfect. Like they don't fuck around with it or try to like fudge it. This is to scale. So you know, Fat Boo, that figure was kind of expensive, but he was big and fat as hell. This one is really impressive. And first of all, let me just say, look how many pieces it comes with too. And he even comes with, you know, extra heads. So there he is smiling. There's kind of like you know, when he's like, you know, yelling his ass off, whatever. And then, what is this one? This one is when he's all like stern. Remember, he shows up to Kami Tower and he's all like, you know, raising his arm up, destroying everything. People forget this dude destroyed the Earth. You know, that's one aspect of this saga I forget. He wins. But, you know, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen the rest of it. But my God, look at that. Look at, I can't believe it. I'm utterly blown away here by this. I mean, perfect in the posability. Absolutely perfect. I don't know what it looks like he's doing there. You know, he's doing like the wave or some shit, but you know, we'll pose it better later. But my God, look at every little joint and degree or whatever you want to call it, points of articulation. That's what it's called. In there, I mean, every little bit of this dude is perfectly posable, and the scale is incredible. Now, this guy was a little more pricey too, just like Satan was. But this one, I feel like you got your money's worth with given how big he was. And again, like, I think I lost Saiyaman's cape. I think it fell over. But again, look at the scale of these two guys. My God. I mean, they really, really did a knockout job. I'm really impressed by that. And yeah, this is one of my favorite SH figure arts that I think has ever come out. So you can put him, you know, have his hands on his belt right there. You know, I'll definitely give him some more dynamic pose shit later, but this is just one of the most impressive figures that I've got all year. When I opened the box, I gasped. As a figure collector, to see something done this right, I mean, I'm just, fuck it, man. This is, I think, one of the best. I know people who have stopped collecting figures because they're running out of room. And like my brother doesn't get like a ton of figures because, you know, he's just a little bit room conscious. And then when he saw this, he was just like, okay, is that sold out? Because I need that. Yeah, you need that. I agree. Pretty incredible. And again, comes with all the different heads. But I love that he comes with another head for the Fat Boo figure. If you have that, it's a different form of his head where this is the antenna, and it comes with an extra little piece here. Let me just get it for you. A little like zapper doohickey. This little shot of energy that comes off of this antenna is what turns people into candy in that saga. So you can actually, if you have the Fat Boo figure, you can go put this on it, and it kind of gives you a little extra DLC for your other figures. So anyway, I was really impressed by that. If you're not into Dragon Ball, you're probably like, who the fuck, keeps talking about this fucking pink guy. But I was blown away by that personally. Okay, so let's get away from Dragon Ball for a minute. Let's just kind of scoot over to the side here. I couldn't, we're going to go back to the world of disbelief for a minute. In 2019, I can't believe that we're getting really good Xenogears figures. Xenogears! I mean, who's thinking about Xenogears right now? But we got some really good stuff. Let's see what showed up. This just showed up the other day. I already showed you, I think, I got Fei Fong Wong, the main character from Xenogears. I hope I showed that on here. It's been so long. I don't know. I really don't. But we got the female lead of the game, Ellie, right here. I haven't opened it yet, so bear with the reflection. But Ellie is now in plastic form. Ellie was it Van Houten? I don't know how to say her actual name, but Ellie is what they call her. And yeah, I can't believe we're getting good. And these are like good quality figures. These are Square Bring Arts, which I guess is their kind of their line of smaller figures, because Play Arts Kai became like $8,000 each. Not literally, but they got way too expensive. So now they're doing these smaller figures, which I kind of like better anyway. They're like really detailed and posable and small, and I don't need these giant things all the time. Though I liked the Metal Gear ones. But, I mean, this is really cool. Like, we're getting that. I just can't believe we're getting stuff from this RPG, and it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. Or does it? I can't find it. There it is. Okay. We got the main mech, Fei Fong Wong's mech from the game, or Gears, whatever you want to call them. Weltall. This is one I was looking forward to the most. Weltall from the game is, you know, when you pilot the mechs in the game, this is, you know, or the Gears, whatever you want to call them. This is the main one. And I've always wanted a cool figure of this. And like I said, I can't believe in 2019 we're getting them. When did this game come out? I want to say it was like 98 or sooner, 97. I don't know. I'm going to open this one, but man, I can't believe how good this turned out. I'm really kind of blown away by it. Oh, how do I get this open? Maybe I bit off more than I can chew here. Okay, there it is. There it is. But I mean, look at this. I mean, someday I'll show it to you, but I mean, these are really well done figures. I can't believe. I mean, he's looking a little stiff right now because it's right out of the package, but. And I got to add all the accessories to the back and all that stuff, all the little, you know, accoutrement. But really just impressed as hell with the fact that we're getting good Xenogears figures in 2019. I know I've said that 100 times at this point, but I'm floored by that. So, and the Fey one was great too. I'll have to find that one. I think it's on a shelf in the other room. But anyway, very cool. I'm gonna put that aside. Okay, so those are really dope. Those were imported. These next ones are American. We're going to go back to Power Rangers for a second because something big happened this past couple of months. Hasbro, now, as I said before, Hasbro owns Power Rangers now. The ownership changed. And so we finally got our first U.S. We got our first, what would you say, our first new Hasbro Power Rangers figures came out over the past month. And we finally got them. And I got to say, I am very impressed. The first one out the gate, well, they did some new ones for Beast Morphers, the new Power Rangers series, but I'm not watching that, so I didn't follow that. But of the classic Rangers and stuff, what they're calling the Lightning Collection, we got the White Ranger. I got him in the classic, like, pose that he would do with the Saba sword. But anyway, and then the other one that I got is Lord Zed, the villain from season 2 of classic Power Rangers. And I have to say, these are really impressive, given that they are, I mean, $20 tops. That's how much they are. You can find them at Walmart, Target, wherever. $20. They are completely well, you know, posable, you know, articulated, all that stuff. You know, again, I have them doing this like kind of chop looking move, but you can have them do whatever. They have multiple hands, multiple heads. Tommy actually came with a civilian head of just regular Tommy. And in fact, I have the box right here. The head is kind of floating around in there, so you'll just have to kind of take my word for it. But it's really cool. And even the boxes look pretty good. I mean, the figure's not in there now, but they got the artwork on there, and like on the side, there's like cool binding. And let me get, like the Lord Zed box too, has some cool artwork, and that's on the side too. And when you put them together, you know, it's kind of looks cool on your shelf. You know what I mean? Like, I think these boxes are actually like kind of slick looking. I was surprised by that. Anyway, and they have all kinds of different effects and stuff too. So, Lord Zed has his staff, and then it came with the little, like, the red energy glow off of the staff. You could just kind of clip that on there. And I thought that was cool, because if you remember in the show, when he would get mad, it was like, shit would glow red, you know? I thought that was kind of neat. Sorry, I'm, like, dying here. But, anyway, this is by far the most detailed Lord Zed we've ever gotten. Best looking version. I mean, this looks straight out of the show, which really no Lord Zed figure has. Like, the Lord Zed figures we've got in the past have just never... They've been okay, but this one really takes the cake. This is better than anything Bandai ever gave us with that. And look at that. He comes with the bomb. Remember, he would throw that bomb to make monsters grow? The little silver doohickey? Man, that's so cool. And the tubes, look at the tubes. Look, remember he had all the tubes of liquid? Look, these are like these like squishy gelatinous little liquid tubes all over them. They included that. They did a really, really good job. The only thing I would say I'm disappointed in is they have to make things balanced to keep the price at 20 bucks, I guess. So the staff itself is like not the shiny plastic that he is. Like the staff is kind of this like chintzy, clear, kind of like gray plastic. So that's the only thing I'm kind of like, eh. But, I threw that accessory on it and it kind of distracts you from that, and I think the figure looks so cool. I don't really mind. Like, I'm really, really impressed by that. And again, the White Ranger too looks really good. Now, some people have said the paint is a little inconsistent on like one figure versus another, but they look pretty good on mine. I have no complaints. And I like, above all else, I really like that they're not roided out, that they're not, I have, I'll get an example figure right here. Okay, so this is the Red Ranger. This was by Bandai. This is a little dusty, actually. I should have dusted this off. But anyway, this is one of the Legacy figures by Bandai. And look, they just make them roided out. Like, they're just, like, muscular to the point of, like, what is that? And don't get me started on the female Rangers. They look like a stick with boobs. Like, it just seems, it's inconceivable to me that they're making figures like that, like now, when we can, figure making has come so far, but we're just doing a stick with boobs and like Mr. Steroids. It's just weird to me. But look, the White Ranger, I'm not seeing any muscles. I'm not seeing any ripped abs. I see wrinkles in the spandex. Wrinkles in the fabric, like you would see. Sorry, there's a giant leak in my bathroom. But anyway, I'm just kind of blown away by that. These look how the suits look. And so I think they did a great job. So I'm really looking forward to more of these. I think Hasbro did a great job. I'm curious to see what's next. I guess they're going to release a Pink Ranger and a Magna Defender later, and I'm definitely going to pick those up. There's like a GameStop exclusive Goldar, which I really wish there weren't any more GameStop exclusives, but hey, I'll take it. That's pretty cool. I like that. I was going to set the figure right there, but that would not make sense as it would block the camera. All right, we're going back to Japan for a minute. I love that Japan has made these. There's a line of figures called Mafex. I don't have a lot of Mafex figures, but they keep making Batman stuff. And, any other figure company would be, Batman, or it's Heath Ledger, the Joker, okay. But what I love is that in Japan, they keep making obscure shit from the Nolan Batman movies. So, no one, I had yet to see a really good Ra's al Ghul figure, but they got one. Look at that. Spoiler, if you haven't seen Batman Begins, you've had 14 years. But, look at that. Him in, like, his ninja outfit, like, from the training and all that stuff, where he's, like, got a cut on him and shit. When he's training Bruce Wayne. Liam Neeson, great Liam Neeson figure. What else can I say? And then they also did a figure of Bruce Wayne, but the reason why I got this, okay, it's Christian Bale Bruce Wayne, all right? But the reason why I got it is it actually is, it's less of a Bruce Wayne figure and more of a shitty Batman figure. And I mean that in a great way. Remember when he didn't have the gear, or he didn't have the mask, or whatever it was in Batman Begins? Remember he like jettisoned into like he tried to talk to Commissioner Gordon, and all he had was like the ski mask and shit, and he was like falling and stuff. You can interchange some of the parts of this to make that figure, and I think that's really cool. And he comes with the cane too, I believe. Yeah, so you can kind of have him from The Dark Knight Rises when he's all like, hurting. But anyway, I love the obscure stuff that they put out. So I had to get those. I didn't want the typical stuff. I love the obscure stuff, so I was all about that. Okay, well, I think that's it right here. But I totally forgot to grab something. I'm gonna grab something real quick. One second. Okay. Disregard my messy bed. This place has been, let me just give you a little insight here at my home. A big reason I haven't wanted to be here lately is there was a massive like leak in my bathroom, and it's been like months of shit getting worked on, and it's all ripped up in here, and the whole place is a fucking mess. So very sad. Don't cry for me. Okay. I totally forgot that since the last figure update, I got these import, well, what would you call them? They're not even figures, but accessories, whatever. In Japan, they've been making replicas of props from Super Sentai. And this is actually a replica of, it was actually a toy that I had in like the late 90s. But it was, you know, they would use them in the show too. Like pretty much the toys they would make for Super Sentai and Power Rangers, the toys they would make, they would use as props in the show. I mean, it was kind of the perfect equation. You want it, you know, kids will want to buy this, you know. But anyway, the Silver Ranger in Mega Ranger, or Mega Silver was his character in that show. But then it was adapted to Power Rangers in Space. But either way, his morpher was a cell phone. And so this just came out in Japan called Keytaser. I think it was called in Mega Ranger. And basically, when this was released as a toy in the late 90s, it was very elementary. It didn't really have LEDs or much... there wasn't much to it. But now what they're doing is they know that the fans of those things are now, you know, in their 30s, and they have money, and they're re-releasing them, but with way more features and stuff. And this is only in Japan, but I've been importing these. I have the Mega Ranger Morpher, the Power Rangers in Space Morpher, whatever you want to call it. I got that too, the digitizer, but I don't have it here. I brought it to the office and I left it there, so I'll have to show it in another video. But this was the Silver Ranger's Morpher, and I'll turn it on. See, the letters actually light up individually too, which was, you know, if you were, all you 90s kids, you wish those letters would light up individually. But anyway, you can extend the antenna, you know, if you're not getting service, and then, boom. Oh. Well, I guess these have voice controls or something. So, you can like actually like vocalize commands and it'll do stuff, but it's all in Japanese. So I have it like, Moshi Moshi? It doesn't do anything. Kenta. Okay. So I think Kenta is the name of the like main like Red Ranger dude in Mega Ranger. So I got something. Let it be known on camera. I got something. But anyway, you can, all the buttons do different stuff. Like let's see, like 259. I think that calls like their little like glider board thing. So again, if you know, there's a bunch of codes that you can learn that do stuff. Let's see. 730. And that's actually playing like background music from Mega Ranger, the Japanese show. Which is kind of cool, right? And so this is a vocal version, but there's other codes that, I'm going to stop it. There's other codes that will do like an instrumental version or something else. It's pretty cool. There's like fucking hours of audio in this thing. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But how the Silver Ranger would morph is, uh-oh, I'm getting a call. Moshi Moshi? What? Yeah? Okay, I don't know what I did. But anyway, but to transform, you hit this button, and that makes there are letters on there. There are only 4 letters, so there's not really much you could spell with MEGA. So I'm just going to do it. See? That's how he would transform in the show. And from what I understand, in the original Mega Ranger show, the dude only had, I'm probably getting this wrong. It's been 20 years since I've seen this, but he only could morph for like a minute and a half or something like that. And from what I understand, I think there's a way when you transform, if you hold a certain button, it silently counts down. Whoops. It silently counts down from a minute and a half. And then once it gets down to like 10 seconds left, a countdown actually starts on the phone like you're going to die. Like it's like, like it's counting down to you like losing your powers. I haven't gotten that to happen, but it's pretty cool they programmed that in there. So anyway, they give you a sticker that has all the codes on it. But they actually don't stick it on for you. They let you do it, which some people were like, why didn't you put on the stickers? But the reason why they didn't put it on for you is so you can keep it clean if you want. See, the sticker would normally go right there. But, yeah, they left that off in case you wanted it to be just like a prop instead of having like directions on the back, you know? So I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, they did a really good job with that. I had to get these whenever they do stuff actually from the universe of a show. I have to get it. I like the digitizer even more. Damn, it's not here. I wish it was. But yeah, it's at the office. I really wish I would have brought that because then I could have done a little like morph. It would have been really cool. Just imagine it. Just try to imagine it. But I think that's pretty much it. I think that just about covers it for this figure update. So you tell me, what did you think? Was it oh, no. I said there was a caveat. Here's the caveat. First of all, let me just say too, we went to Sabacon at the end of last year, and they had some really cool Parappa figures. I don't know if I ever showed those, but damn, they had some really cool figures. Anyway, all right. Oh, the caveat. Okay. I was going to show you, the last thing I was kind of going to show here was I got, in Japan, they've been doing Soul of Chogokin series, which are like these really, really ornate, fancy versions of mecha and robots from culture, you know, pop culture. So like Voltron or Megazord or just whatever. And I have the Megazord and the Dragonzord in that line. They just put out Brachyon from Zyuranger, which in America is Titanus. Which would like combine with everything and form the Ultrazord. I got that. I imported it. I was really excited to show it on here. But it was like, it was a lot. Like I set aside for it. I knew it was coming. But it was like $300 like that. And that's way more than I normally would, that I'm comfortable spending on just collectibles. Like I just can't justify spending that much because I just feel like there's more productive ways to use money. And also that's just a lot. That's just a lot, I think. So, I imported it. You know, I'm willing to spend a little bit more for classic Power Rangers, Super Sentai stuff. So I set aside for it, you know, and I was excited. But I got it, and it was actually the same mold as the Legacy Titanus, which came out like a few years ago, which was also kind of expensive. Not that expensive, but, you know, it was still kind of a pricier item. And I already have that. It's on the shelf over there. Just take my word for it. I'm not going to get up. But I was kind of like, wow, it's the same mold. But it had like shinier parts, more die-cast parts. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool. Well, maybe it's worth keeping after all, and I can kind of do my own Soul of Chogokin Megazord situation. But I felt very torn on it, and I saw all the stuff online that they're going to be selling at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland when it opens next month, or at the end of this month. And I was like, fuck, man, this is going to bleed me dry. Like this, there's the custom lightsabers you can make, and they're selling the creatures on the chessboard from the Millennium Falcon, and oh my god, the frog in Return of the Jedi that fucking belches. Oh my god, it was killing me. And just the other day, I successfully got my reservation to be at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening weekend. So I was looking at that Brachyon, Titanus, whatever you want to call it, and I was just like, I can't justify it. I can't justify this. So I sent it back. So I was going to show it to you. I think I posted some pictures on Instagram too. I was like really excited about it, but I sent it back because I just couldn't justify. It was too close to the original one I already have. And $300. Like that's 300 is too much. Imagine all I can do with $300. You know what I mean? Especially in Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. I mean, with $300 at Galaxy's Edge, I could get lightsaber. Well, maybe. Well, they're going to have Star Wars like Coke. So maybe. I'm fucked.